Yes.
I've heard about Hawaiian history that there was a very hierarchical system and somehow violent history even before the European arrived here.
Oh, yes.
And how does that goes together with the system of aloha and of healing?
Oh, okay. That's a very good question. How does, there is a violent history in these islands, and yet also this idea of aloha and welcome and goodness that's there too, okay? The Hawaiians, just like every other group on earth, are very human. They're human beings, which means they have social ideals that everyone is encouraged to live by, which are that aloha and the welcoming and the forgiveness and all of those good and wonderful things, the love of the land and the care for things. At the same time, like human beings, they get angry and lose that. It would be something like, okay, this is just a kind of an attempt at comparison. Christianity is a religion based on love. And yet Christian nations have fought with each other and carried out very extensive and terrible wars. And it's almost like saying, how do you reconcile that? Well, human beings get angry and lose their temper and do terrible things. That doesn't mean they lose the ideals that they still attempt to live by. Right? These ideals of mercy and forgiveness and compassion and love and welcoming. So it's the same thing here in these islands. Okay? There was violence, but the additional thing is wars in these islands were for grabbing land, but they were also a kind of a game of the nobility. Okay? They would go back and forth and play this. Sometimes they were very destructive. And sometimes as a result of these, there would be famine in particular areas where a war prevented people from harvesting or fishing or things like that. But it was never done to destroy a people. Okay? It was never done because they were fighting against anyone that they felt was lesser than them. It was never that kind of thinking. So it was not a bigoted or prejudicial kind of fighting that ever went on in these islands. Okay? It was always the chiefs wanting to have more land so they could have more prestige. Okay? And, or sometimes, once in a while, there'd be grudge fights too. Vengeance kind of thing would happen. Okay? But it was never to destroy anything. It was to take land or increase prestige and power. Okay.
Can I have
Sure.
an additional question? Would you say that today Huna would be a concept which would serve peace on earth?
Absolutely. Would Huna be a concept that would serve peace on earth? Absolutely. That's what our whole thing is about. That's why we are teaching it. Teaching people that they can make choices. Teaching people that they can accomplish what they want to accomplish without violence. There are ways. It's not that you do it because you shouldn't be violent. This teaching is based on the idea that violence is very ineffective and inefficient. There are much better ways to do it, to accomplish what you want, where everybody wins. Okay? So that's what it's about. Okay.